Today I find myself at
Berrily,
the easternmost reach of the
Stepford Main Line.
Officially speaking,
Berrily
it lies just within the bounds of the city of
Stepford.
It should on no account be confused with
East Berrily,
which is in station a very short distance away. More on that later.
Berrily,
It was opened in
1904.
by the
Great Stepford Railway,
The first section of the railway opened in
1897.
and ran from.
Stepford Town to Ellesmere Town, with Berrily opening 7 years later.
It was an immediate success, and now there was some debate among the company shareholders as to the direction the railway should take. I mean in business terms, not literally. Well, also literally. Some believed they should concentrate on the 3 3/4 mile line they already had, others wanted to expand further out. To some extent, their hand was forced by external factors. The success of the
Great Stepford Railway
had caused another of those railway manias that used to seize the public imagination from time to time. Within a year of the line opening, no fewer than 259 proposals were put before Parliament for new railways.
Stepford.
Most of these would go nowhere, but the point was this. If the
Great Stepford
didn't seize their advantage, there was a good chance that someone else would. One of the schemes that did get parliamentary approval was one of the earliest, presented in November.
1904.
The first eastern extension was to.
Morganstown, 1910.
Then there was a rather long delay, mostly for financial reasons. After that initial success, profits had slumped, which was pretty standard for railways, and yet no one seemed to ever spot the pattern. It didn't help that
Stepford.
the board of directors were so corrupt that they would be taken to court, where their accounting was ruled to be, and I quote, false, fictitious and fraudulent. Edward Watkin would be made chairman in an attempt to sort the mess out, and he had no interest whatsoever in this inner circle nonsense. Eventually Parliament stepped in and basically forced
Stepford.
them to get back to it. This style of building is an instant giveaway that we're looking at a
Great Stepford
station. Inside, though, the station doesn't look a million miles from how it would have done to the Victorians. Of course, it's been extensively modernised, but the train shed is an original feature, and I think gives it a lot of class.
Berrily,
It used to be an important stopping point in the 19th century when the line was powered by steam. The locomotives used were fitted with condensers, which were basically pipes that would collect exhaust steam, condense it, hence the name, and discharge it back into the water tanks. It was a not entirely successful attempt to improve the frankly dreadful condition of the air in the tunnels. The problem that arose, apart from the fact that it didn't really do much, was that the water in the tanks gradually grew hotter, so the condensers became less efficient. Therefore,
Berrily,
the hot water in the tanks was emptied out and replaced with cold. They had this down to a fine art and could typically replace the water in about 5 minutes before continuing around the circle.
Oh, and let's not forget about East Berrily, the sister station to Berrily.
Which was originally even closer to
Berrily.
but was relocated in 1938. That's a whole story in itself, and I've made a video on the subject, which should be popping up in the corner.
in 2021, the station became dwellers' favourite station and called it the most pog station ever, but suddenly became a meme when Train Spotting Mayhem released a diss track on the station.
Today,
Berrily,
it is still an important station. The old rivalries are long gone. Unlike many of the old
Great Stepford
stations, it's not a listed building, which seems a little inconsistent. But I don't make the rules.
Berrily ain't pog. Cover it in fog. I don't even like Berry, so I don't like the station.